Hello, Pflugervillians. This is Sherry Hindmarsh with Remix Capital City, and today we are here at the Three-Legged Goat, which is a soon-to-be wine bar in downtown Pflugerville. So, much awaited. So, let's talk to the owners. So, introduce yourself and maybe tell how you got started.
I'll introduce myself,
Okay.
but then they can do the talking. Chelsea, I married this guy.
Married to
once.
this one.
Jim McDonald.
Uh-huh.
And Chelsea and I have been talking about opening a business in town for probably 2
years,
maybe 3 years.
And your other partner is Tom.
I'm Tom.
And how did all this come together?
Oh, good heavens.
He was looking for friends and offered money. And we said, okay.
I like that plan. Okay, well, let's talk about
I told you.
let's talk about how it got its name. Three-Legged Goat.
That was
So,
your story or mine. He tells it a little differently. Go ahead.
little bit.
A friend of ours has an actual
Well, it
three-legged
started. So
goat.
we knew we were going to build a wine bar, and we knew we wanted to feature Texas wines.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we toyed with the idea of calling it Chelsea's and whatnot, and then Tom joined the trio.
Yeah.
Right, and Chelsea's just sounds classy.
I know.
Right, it's got a real
Anyway,
sort of ring to
okay,
it.
but we're on to the Three-Legged Goat.
So Tom joined our motley band, and we were over visiting a local attorney, and he happened to be walking by and saw their three-legged goat in a field just down the road, and said something like, "What's the matter? Weren't you hungry?"
No.
What did you say? What was it? You remember it?
No. So we were
Told you.
visiting our attorney over another project of ours and discussing this project. And this project came about in my mind. Of course, it's my mind, but Jim and I became friends, and because of our community involvement, when he was actually running for city council, is when I met him. And we had discussed a sense of place for downtown Pflugerville, and there simply wasn't one. And as Jim and I strolled around often, we would make comparisons with other communities that have taken their old town area and developed it into that sense of place. So one of our projects was a 501c3, and we had an attorney doing the paperwork, and we went to visit the attorney. And we were touring her property, and she had 3 goats. And I noticed one had 3 legs, and I said, "That must be a really fine goat." And she said, "Well, he is, but why do you say that?" And I said, "Well, because you couldn't eat him all at once." And Jim said,
Did she
"Yeah."
appreciate that?
She laughed. So Jim said, "That's it." I said, "What?" He said, "The three-legged goat." And that's my story.
Well, there you go.
That's accurate. That's
And now
absolutely
we have
accurate.
shirts.
And so what is the Three-Legged Goat's name?
Charlie.
Charlie.
And so Charlie became a three-legged goat because he broke his leg as a kid, and the vet put
Real kid.
as a real kid,
Yeah.
no pun intended, and the vet put a splint on it, but it became infected, and so the vet's like, "You need to put Charlie down," and
They said no.
they said there has to be something else you can do. And they said, "Well, we can amputate it," and they're like, "Yeah, do that. That's not killing him." And so now Charlie runs around looking at the 4-legged goats like,
Hey.
"You don't trip over that?"
Yeah, how do you get
know?
around with that extra appendage?
And so because, like Tom mentioned, our community involvement, we're all members of various different organizations here in town, and really felt like this kindness thing was a thing. The Kindness Diaries, Chelsea got me started on that with Logothesis.
Oh yeah.
Who traveled the world, and then we got the Kindness Revolution, and now there's through the library, and then the Kindness Matters group up in Round Rock. And so there's just this whole idea about spreading goodwill
Community.
and being, what does it mean?
And what
to
better
create
way
that
than over a glass of wine?
Exactly.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, so you should be opening soon. We've got a few things to do, but Do we have a timeline?
We're working 20 hours a day.
We've had a few hiccups as there always are. It seems like, but we're hoping to open imminently.
Well, we can't wait. There's a whole list of people that I want to invite, but
We have some live music coming this way this weekend.
Well,
The patio is a good spot for.
So
a
let's
glass
talk
of
about
wine.
that. You've got kind of a smaller area in here, but you also have the patio outside. And I
Yes.
heard you mention maybe a band stage or a place for.
we're looking at creating a small stage in front as our first stage to kind of make sure we have a place for folks. Maybe
And
not
then evolve from there.
right.
And outdoor tables and places to
Exactly.
stand and sit. And then the other question I have that people have asked, and I'm sure, is food. So do you have like a plan? I know you don't have a kitchen, so what?
It's a very small space.
It is?
And we have a sink room, but we weren't able to actually put a kitchen in. And
We have several food truck owners that are already in contact, and we're going to be utilizing their services.
Or maybe like delivery if someone.
if you bring
there are a
food,
few places around here that we can also partner with.
If you bring food, you're not going to kick them out, right?
no, you're absolutely
Okay.
welcome to bring food.
we don't have a legal issue.
As long as they bring you some.
Just so they understand, mustard, not mayo.
The mustard, not mayo, because Tom doesn't like mayo. Okay. Well, I know that we've talked about it. You're all really involved in the community. I mean, I can't really go anywhere without seeing your faces, which is all good. So, but how do you see this as becoming kind of a place of community?
We have been getting bombarded, I would use that term, with requests for when are you opening. They're already ready to drove in
So
here.
groups want to meet here and
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to have like adoption days maybe with regards to the animal shelter. Lots of local, and also, did you know about our wishing well?
I did not.
So right outside we have a planter around this tree, and you're going to have to make one. Behind you is our wishing corks.
Oh, well,
And
I've got to drink the
so-
wine out of the bottle first, right?
If you want to come,
Or we're gonna have a lot of corks on hand. Trust me.
But you have to buy the cork because it's a donation to one of the foundations we support.
Okay.
And then you can make your wish.
And you stand behind it, you make your wish, and then you toss it in.
Awesome. That's a good idea.
so when you look at Pflugerville and you think about creating a sense of place, and so something more than just a coffee place or a wine bar or a hot dog shop or a restaurant, we're looking at this big field back behind us over here next to the Methodist Church and the Cottage Inn, and it's unutilized, and so we know that the owners, the state owns it, and they have sort of a no blood, no foul mentality. There have been Chili Fest. There were 200 cars parked out there.
At least.
That's where their cars were parked. And then they drive away, and there's nothing impeding a future development of it by TxDOT. And so we look at that area as an underutilized space that we can create an environment where people can come for different festivals or different
An
events.
outdoor venue.
But that's an excellent
Live music
that-
and artisans.
That's an
locally.
excellent start to what our thoughts are. And I witnessed this during Chili Fest, and all of these people had Chili Fest and nowhere else to go. And they came. I was here working.
we had a lot
and
of
they
people.
kept, when are you open? What is this place?
We can
What's
have
it going
art
to be?
shows with local artisans. You know, all of the above.
Jim can juggle. Oh no, he
Jim
can't.
Cantor.
That might be dangerous.
I've seen it. That's
But-
scary.
And so one of the impediments for Pflugerville having those type of festivals is the stress on the park. And so if you look at having that at Pfluger Park or Gillian Park, the problem is that the foot traffic, especially if there's some rain, destroys it, and then it's not a park for the community to use the next week. There's not enough money raised like a Zilker Park where they come in and completely resod it, right?
Yeah.
But a field,
Just mow it down and let it
just
grow
mow
back
it
up.
down and it'll grow right back. And if there's some, I mean, cars drove all over that, and a week and a half from
And it
now,
looks
you won't even
fine.
know.
I want
Right.
to do. I want to do something similar
Even in
to.
the rain.
So yeah, similar. We'll call it goat stock. You know.
Tom is not in charge of the marketing.
Well, I like goat stock. I mean, if
Do you? That sounds like you boiled some
Woodstock-
goats and
No,
had
but
I know, right?
No,
It's
no.
just
Well, I was
Exactly
comparing
what I
it to
thought of.
Woodstock.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
yeah.
You,
I was
you,
thinking about chicken stock
that's
at this
really
moment.
that's really
Okay.
sick.
I
That's
was, I
really,
was thinking of Fest, Tom.
you need help.
Well, is there anything else you want people to know about this? You know, everybody's waiting. We just can't wait for it to get open.
In addition to creating a sense of place, we wanted to create a destination retail stop. And so the thought is that there's a lot of folks coming to visit from out of town now. Tom's over at the Best Western Hotel, and he sees a lot of out of town traffic coming in, especially when you're the third fastest growing city in the country. There's a lot of activity, right? And the last thing that people, coming in from, I don't know, the West Coast, let's say, the last thing they want to do is say, oh, there's another California wine. And so we wanted to create a place where we serve exclusively Texas wines. We're trying to build out our circles. I don't think we've gone any further
Local
than Fredericksburg
culture.
right now. And the same thing we'll have a few beers on tap, but we're looking at just down the road at the local brewery here. There's several breweries in Austin. And so
something local to support. Yeah.
exactly.
but no water.
No water. There is
We
none.
will, of course, have water. We will have
Okay.
sodas. It's a family friendly. We're looking at, in addition to whatnot, like giant Jenga. We'll have some games on hand so that the kids can enjoy it here too.
And for certain groups and gatherings, we want to do old movies, old Humphrey Bogart stuff.
I wonder where that idea came from.
Yeah, I know, right? Whose idea was
But you can shine
You can hold up your
it with a
hand.
projector onto the wall right out there at the patio. So imagine
Right
having
behind the stage.
having a glass of wine over top of the wishing
I like
well, watching a movie.
Watching
It
Audrey
sounds fun.
Hepburn.
It sounds fun. I can't wait.
Or
So,
Humphrey
anything
Bogart.
else you all want to share? I know everybody's waiting, but in order for them to find out when the grand opening is, they need to follow the goat, and by that we mean
Hashtag follow the goat.
hashtag follow the goat, which is on Facebook. It's Three-Legged
Facebook,
Goat.
we're
That's-
Three-Legged Goat TX.
That's the best place to
we're on
find
Twitter,
what we're doing.
3LGTX. We're also on Instagram. And so I think our stories from Instagram just started pushing to Facebook. We're very excited about the technology leap that we made today.
We have a Gabby.
We have a Gabby.
Gabby's hiding
She's-
behind the
she's
camera, but she's the
awesome.
social media guru.
Yeah, she's
She's
helping us
awesome.
out with that, so we're grateful.
Well, we cannot wait. So if we had wine, we'd say cheers. Cheers to Charlie.
Cheers to Charlie.
Three-legged
Cheers to
goat.
Charlie.
Thank you.
That's what's up, Pflugervillians. See you next week.